As health officials monitor rare hantavirus cluster tied to cruise travel, new concerns are emerging here in the U.S. CBS News confirms one Virginia resident aboard the ship at the center of the spread is now home and being monitored by health officials. Additionally, cases are now being tracked in states like Georgia, California, and Arizona, but experts are stressing the overall risk remains low. Now, here locally, the key takeaway is that this is not spreading widely person to person. The biggest risk comes from exposure to rodents or contaminated spaces, and while cases are very rare, the virus can turn dangerous quickly with the potential of escalating to severe lung disease once those symptoms begin. And joining us now to help us better understand all of this is infectious disease expert Dr. William Schaffner. Doctor, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak with us. I just want to ask you, I think there's a lot of understandably heightened fears. So if you are one of those people out there panicking or worried about the hantavirus, what do we need to understand first about this virus right now?
Well, thank you, Annie. The risk really is extraordinarily low. I think this is a well-confined episode that is focused on people who were on this cruise ship. People have disembarked, have gone to their homes. They're being monitored by local public health authorities, and they will be watched carefully. So this is not going to be another COVID that will sweep around the earth. I think this is a very confined episode. The hantavirus here in the United States, we know, is in the southwestern part of the country, and there you acquire the infection if you're associated and get into dusty places where rodents may have dropped their feces and their urine. That's how you can acquire the infection. This Andes strain in Argentina may be transmissible from person to person under certain circumstances, but there's not been a large outbreak yet on this cruise ship, and so we anticipate that this will be a confined circumstance. So step back and take a deep breath.
And thank you for that. I think this particular strain, my understanding is that it is the Andes strain, which means it can be contracted person to person, but really emphasizing that that is extremely uncommon. Let's talk symptoms. Are the initial signs obvious, or is it like a lot of illnesses and starts pretty non-specific?
I'm afraid this is a rather sneaky infection. The initial symptoms resemble another viral infection. You have some fever, some headache, you don't feel very well, you don't have a good appetite, you may have some muscular aches and pains, but you don't feel seriously ill. And then after 2, 3, 4 days, you suddenly crash, and you can develop the hantavirus cardiopulmonary symptoms. Your lung is affected, you have difficulty breathing, your heart may not function optimally, your blood pressure drops, you need intensive care immediately. Unfortunately, we do not have a direct antiviral that can work, but in an intensive care unit, we can help you fight off this infection while we take care of all of your metabolic functions.
Okay, so there is no vaccine to treat it. Will antibiotics help, or is this sort of just other supportive measures?
Just supportive measures. We don't have any antiviral or antibiotics that work against this virus, so we have to support your body while your body fights off the infection. It can be quite serious. Obviously, several people have already died because of this infection.
Okay, emphasizing extremely rare, and if you're just going about living your day, life every day, it's going to be a very minimal public health risk. Dr. William Schaffner, thank you so much, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you, Annie.
Thank you.